Good Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted. We're going to bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Joe, we saw a lot of blue skies today. Should we expect to see more tomorrow as we continue the work week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But then after that, not a whole lot going into the Friday and the weekend. So what I'm trying to tell you is enjoy this evening and tomorrow. Yeah, it was a cloudy this morning, Cody. You know, you woke up, it was gray skies pretty much. And then this afternoon we did get some sunshine in here. That'll carry over tonight, clear skies. And then a nice day coming up tomorrow to answer your question. But, you know, we haven't had a ton of rain so far this fall. It's been pleasant, but that looks to change too. Could have more rain coming up here, a little more maybe substantial rain in some spots. So, you know what, we'll dissect all that coming up a little later.
Yeah, sounds good, Joe. Thank you. I look forward to it. For our top story tonight, last night we told you about research into breast cancer rates in Grand Traverse County. 10 years ago, Grand Traverse County led the state for those rates. More recent data shows it's lowered to about middle of the pack. But as our Allie Baxter reports, advocates say there should still be more research into why rates are so high.
It's a threat in our area.
Sarah and Michelle are friends bonded by loss, both losing loved ones to breast cancer.
I was then diagnosed myself with breast cancer a year after I lost my best friend, and I'm still in treatment.
Sitting outside Munson Healthcare's Cowell Cancer Center, Michelle says this is a place she spends too much time at, but it's during those moments that she uses her time to reflect.
42 years old, I should not know two people who passed of breast cancer within 18 months of each other while I was going through treatment for it myself. That's not normal.
That declaration is what led Michelle and Sarah to speak at Wednesday's Grand Traverse County Board meeting, telling commissioners more needs to be done to support research into what causes the amount of breast cancer cases in the county.
I think we all need to support each other in asking and really driving to find out why this is happening to the women in our community, and so young, too.
Dr. Kelly Herco, a cancer epidemiologist, tried to get a research grant in 2016 that would have investigated if there's a correlation of high breast cancer rates in agricultural areas. That research wasn't funded, and Dr. Herco says 10 years later, it's still needed. The preliminary data she gathered at the time showed some clusters across Old Mission Peninsula, but that pattern didn't show up in other agriculture-zoned areas of Grand Traverse County.
If we saw these same trends in terms of violent crimes or even property crimes, we would have public awareness campaigns, tell people to lock your doors, tell people to keep your valuables out of sight. And how much more important is it when we're under threat by a disease that can so frequently be silent and difficult to detect?
Unlike the silence of this disease, Michelle and Sarah are speaking up, organizing a citizen action group reminding women to check your cherries.
I guess most shocking thing about my sister's diagnosis and passing is that she had a clean mammogram the year before.
Sarah's sister Holly Bob Bird died from breast cancer in April. She's part of the inspiration behind Sarah and Michelle starting Check Your Cherries, wearing buttons as a reminder.
To live like Holly would be to do kind of exactly what we all can do for each other, which is check on your friend, see if they've gotten a mammogram, call and schedule your own.
After their presentation, county commissioners passed a resolution to raise awareness of and support breast cancer research and designate every second Saturday in October as a day to take action for your health.
And to investigate the future of our daughters and granddaughters. Together, we can make Check Your Cherries more than just a day on the calendar. We can make it a life-saving tradition.
Also during that meeting, the Grand Traverse County Health Department director said his staff wrote a letter of support to advocate to bring more clinical trials and cancer research to Northwest Michigan. 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. during their lifetime. Our question of the day today does have to do with this story. The question today is, do you get yearly mammograms? You can scan the QR code on your screen, or you can vote on our Facebook or our website, UpNorthLive.com. Make your voice heard, and we'll check in on those results a little later on in the show. Well, a big opportunity on the horizon for 4 music students from Forest Area Community Schools in Fife Lake. A trip to go across Europe to share their musical talents on an international stage. The students will travel with musicians abroad, performing in 5 countries, but it does come at a cost. So these students are currently fundraising. To talk a little bit more about that, we're going to bring in a parent of one of the students. We're going to invite Tawny Dykey onto the show. Thanks so much for joining us today. So that's correct. Your daughter is one of these students that would like to go on this trip.
Yeah, so my daughter will be traveling as one of the 4 students.
Yeah, so I gave a little bit of an overview, but can you tell us more about this trip and what it would look like for these 4 students?
Yep, it's a 16-day trip, and they will travel in 5 countries in Europe, performing in each of the 5 countries. There's actually 3 groups, so there'll be 15 total performances, 2 band ensembles and 1 vocal ensemble. Of the 4 kids, one of them's doing band, and the other 3 are doing vocal.
Absolutely. And as we continue to talk about the trip for a little bit, as a parent, what's your excitement for your child to get this experience? Can you hear me? We might have lost her there. We'll see if we can bring her back to talk a little bit more about this. But for now, we're going to move on. Big Rapids High School hosted a special session of the Michigan Supreme Court, bringing it directly to the community today. The justices heard a case right in the school's auditorium, giving students a rare opportunity to see the judicial system up close. UpNorthLive's Tony Lundy was in the courtroom and tells us how this case opened a new world to students.
Today, students from all over northern Michigan joined Big Rapids High School for an impactful lesson. They got a first-hand experience of how the judicial system works. The Michigan Supreme Court brought oral arguments to the auditorium, allowing students to witness the legal process in action and ask questions later on.
I think the best part, it was a true civics lessons for our kids today. They really got to see how the judicial system works. As one of the branches of government, I think it was unique for our kids to actually see it in action. Hopefully it's something that inspires our students to be good citizens, but also potentially look at future careers and things that they may want to be involved in law enforcement.
Chief Justice Megan Kavanaugh described the program as a vital way to connect young people with the justice system and open doors for future careers.
I'm a big believer in that phrase that you can't be it if you can't see it. And so to be able to see what it's like to either be an attorney, to be a chief commissioner, to be a judge on the court, I really think it opens up the possibility for students to look at that. And it's true that even, in our court, I always say this, that, not many people actually get their case in front of the Michigan Supreme Court.
Students themselves expressed how rare and inspiring this experience was.
When I first heard of it about a week ago, it was really, really cool. I was very, very excited to see, the Supreme Court and everything, but now that I've actually gone through it, I'm actually really excited for this case, and I plan on, holding up on it and seeing it continue, because it's a really big case, especially when it comes to more of the, marijuana. Because, at this point, we're not even talking about the firearm as it comes. It's more about the marijuana issue.
As the Michigan Supreme Court continues taking cases on the road, justices say it's a chance to bring civics education to life and inspire the next generation of leaders. In Mecosta County, Tony Lundy, UpNorthLive News.
Well, as winter is slowly approaching, a bulk of employees on Mackinac Island will be using their vacation time. The end of the season is almost here, and that means a lot of horses will be transported back to the mainland. UpNorthLive's Mary Jane Glenn takes us behind the scenes of this tradition.
Before the horses say goodbye to the island and another season, they get ready for the winter.
First, they kind of get some discharge orders. They get a winter haircut. We clip their mane off of them. They get winter vaccinations and wormed for parasitic worms. And from there, we will pull the shoes off and trim their feet up for the winter time. And then we will catch them, group them together based off of the loads we want to gather up for the day.
Once the horses are ready to make their way from the barn, they are walked to the ferry loading dock. The process to move more than 300 horses begins in August and finishes around the 1st of the year.
I've trucked horses over there like this every month of the year, so just depends on the ice conditions and what's happening.
And these horses are truly special cargo, each picked for working on the island with lots of people and lots going on.
They've got to do a lot of things right. They've got to have the right temperament. They got to be very tolerant to bicycles, umbrellas, flappy plastic things, signs, rolling luggage bags, rolling luggage carts. They've got to be really understanding of all those types of distractions, and they have to be really well mannered.
Not every horse gets a winter vacation. Some stay behind.
In the wintertime, we offer a taxi and dray service with one singular taxi to move people around. The dray services are the pickup trucks of Mackinac Island. They're moving everything from groceries, UPS packages, the mail, building supplies. Everything that needs to be moved by a pickup truck on the island is moved with teams of horses still.
Bishop says while the horses get a nice vacation at their winter farm in Pigford, it's also sad to say goodbye to their four-legged friends.
See you next year, guys.
On Mackinac Island, Mary Jane Glynn, Up North Live News.
Located about 5 miles inland from Lake Michigan, Fennville is a popular small town destination. It's especially true this time of year as the leaves begin to change. Known as a fruit-growing hotbed, the surrounding area provides orchards, wineries, and more. Meteorologist Will Haney takes us to Fennville to show us what makes it the perfect fall day trip.
Just 10 minutes away, Douglas and Saugatuck are known as Lake Michigan's art coast. Fennville, now a part of this sprawling art scene.
We have the wineries, we have apple picking, you have like Crean's corn maze, you know, so it's like there is so much to do in Fennville in the fall, so it actually becomes alive.
Potter Dawn Soltesiak first opened her art gallery and cafe downtown 12 years ago.
We have an art gallery with all locally sourced art, a cafe, we have a nice wine bar, we have cocktails, coffees, a little bit of everything.
About 5 miles inland from Lake Michigan, Fennville is your quintessential small town.
We got, you know, the hardware store, the grocery store, but we also have fine dining, we have my cafe, we have a fantastic new pizza shop.
That new pizza shop is Iggy's, just a few doors down. It's the brainchild of co-owners Matt Millar and Amy Cook. It follows their successful Saugatuck restaurant, The Southerner.
We really love to see all the stuff that's springing up in Fennville as well. The town's really got a great new energy going for it, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of it this summer.
Millar sources locally as much as possible.
Being close to farms means being close to food, and for a chef, you know, that's a really important thing to have a connection with the foods that you're cooking and sourcing. And I think Fennville really, there's an honesty about this town.
Honesty, which stems from its agricultural roots. Just outside downtown, you'll find rolling orchards, forest, and several options to sip delicious wines and ciders.
It's definitely like an amazing agritourism spot. I mean, we are in the fruit belt, so you know, peaches, apples, there's everything grown here, and it's a really amazing growing region.
Andrew Backlund is in charge of winemaking at Modalis Winery. A few years ago, Modalis became Michigan's first fully organic winery.
What we're trying to do is revigorate this land, heal the soil, and leave it better than how we found it. There's a misconception that Michigan wine have to be sweet, they have to be grape jelly-y, and it's not true. So I think people, even people who've traveled abroad, they're just really surprised at the quality of wine, not just us, but Wincroft or Fenn Valley. What's being produced here is really special.
Crane's, Virtue Cider, and Fenn Valley, all great places to pay a visit.
Exploring Michigan, I'm Will Haney.
All right, it was a gorgeous day today, sunny and some blue skies. But when we get back from our quick break, we're going to talk to our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix, about if you're going to make outdoor plans, you might want to make them for within the next 24 hours. Keep it here.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Unscripted. A gorgeous day outside today for many. It was sunny and had some blue skies, but as we bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Joe, earlier were saying if you're going to make more outdoor plans, you might want to do it somewhat soon.
Yeah, tomorrow probably, or
yeah.
You know, I know it's getting late tonight.
Yeah.
But Friday we'll have a little bit of rain, mainly in the morning, and then looking at the weekend, Sunday some showers Saturday, but Sunday especially could be pretty wet.
Okay.
So, and you know, we always like nice weekends, right? I mean, I know I do.
Yeah.
Sure. But we've kind of been spoiled. We've had a pretty nice stretch here.
Yes.
So once you get some rain in one, I guess that's how it goes, especially here in October. That's how much rain fell last night. Now, there wasn't a lot. It was cloudy last night. We had some drizzle and a little bit of rain. Ludington topping the list, and it wasn't much. 16/100ths of an inch of rain fell there. Also, Manistee and Big Rapids picked up over 1/10 of an inch, just showing you what did fall last night. We are right at about sunset right now. Look at the view here. Whitefish Point, Mackinac Island, Petoskey, Gaylord, they all kind of look the same. Gaylord, you can see the sun looking to the west there, just about to go down on the horizon. Now, it was cloudy earlier in the day today, and here's what that looked like right there. There's all the cloud cover we had. But high pressure is building in here. It's bringing drier air. The clouds kind of getting squashed and out of our area. And here's a current look at things, and it is completely clear. Just a couple clouds there off of Leelanau County, Benzie County. That's it. So a dry, quiet night tonight. There's our area of high pressure, anchored right over the UP. You see that red line down there, south of Omaha? That's a warm front. So that is going to start approaching later tomorrow and bring our next chance for some rain. Clear tonight, kind of cool. Then tomorrow, lots of sun in the morning hours. And then here we go late tomorrow night, and we're talking mainly after midnight, but then we get some rain in here. So that's just ahead of the approaching warm front. There's the rain tomorrow night. And then look at Friday morning. Could be a bit soggy heading into work and school on Friday. And then Friday afternoon, that should wind down. That's the warm front. Then separately, a cold front comes in right here. That's Friday night, early Saturday. And then we're looking at an increasing chance of some rain Saturday along our front, and then low pressure is going to spin in here. Look at that. See all the wind, the arrows there, where they all come together? That's our center of our low pressure, which will work right over Michigan. And look at the rain with that. That's Sunday. Some wind too. Just as quickly, there we go. There's Monday, sunshine, and then another chance of some rain on Tuesday. So it does look much more active than what we've had recently. The long-range rain forecast, this is the accumulation over the next week and a half. Yeah, right over northern Michigan. And that's not a bad thing. Our central and southern counties are in a moderate to pretty significant drought. So finally, we do have a fair amount of rain over the next week and a half coming in. A lot of that will fall on Sunday. And there's your extended forecast. It looks a little more October-ish. Highs in the 50s or low to mid-60s for the most part. And again, as we get into the weekend, that chance for some rain Saturday, Sunday, and then 50s heading into next week. So, Cody, it's been dry, but I think we're going to make up a little bit of that moving forward here.
Sounds good. Thank you, Joe. We're going to take another quick break. When we get back, we'll check in with our sports director, Harrison Beebe, to see what's on tap. Stay with us.
Check, 1, 2, check. All right, I just re-plugged the cord in. Don't know if that'll help or not. So does it always sound like this? Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Any better? Sounds worse?
Welcome back to Unscripted. To find out what's going on in the sports world, we're going to bring in our sports director, Harrison Beebe. Harrison, where are you right now?
Cody, I'm out in Leelanau County, but I haven't been here very long. I actually started my afternoon of soccer over in Antrim County, covered Elk Rapids game against Houghton. The Elks were up 4-0 at half, so I figured it was a good time to jump over here. That was a district semifinal. I've got a district final going on here between Leland and Glen Lake, and I haven't left the vehicle yet, just pulled over to set up for the broadcast here, but excited to see it's halftime now, excited to see the second half between these two. They split the Northwest Conference title throughout the regular season, so winner of this one kind of gets bragging rights for the league, but more importantly to them, I'm sure the district title and the chance to play in next week's regional. So a lot up for grabs here in Sutton's Bay, so we're excited to see what happens in the final 40 minutes, maybe more. Like I said, I can't see the scoreboard from where I'm at, but I'm anticipating a good game between these two, like I'm sure it was during the regular seasons, and we'll see how the chips fall from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to see those highlights a little bit later. Yesterday we talked about Michigan football and them coming off of a game against USC.
Cody, I think I lost you audio-wise, so I'll just keep giving a speech here about my game in against Glen Lake and Leland in Sutton's Bay. Impressive lineup between these two, and really, a great way to wrap up what is district tournament play. We've seen both the Traverse City schools bow out. Unfortunately, Traverse City Central and Traverse City West both lost yesterday. Traverse City St. Francis did win yesterday over Gaylord, so St. Francis still alive in the soccer tournaments, but Central and West both for Division I out in this one. And unfortunately, I'm not able to hear Cody at the moment, so I guess I will sign off reporting live in Sutton's Bay. I'm Harrison Beebe for UpNorthLive Unscripted, and we'll see you tonight during sports at 11.
Thank you, Harrison. What he was talking about was way more exciting than what I was going to ask him anyways, but I was going to say, we talked about Michigan coming off of a game against USC last week and what they have ahead of them. Michigan State, they have a fun one against Indiana, that's the third-ranked team in the country after beating Oregon last week. That one is Saturday. So a lot to look forward to in the sports world. We're going to take our final break of the show. When we get back, we'll take a look at our question of the day and the results with that one. There's still time to vote. If you'd like, you can vote on our Facebook page or on our website, UpNorthLive.com. Make your voice heard. Again, we'll take a look at the results of that poll when we get back. Stay with us.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Unscripted. During a Grand Traverse County Commission meeting this morning, the County Health Department director said his staff wrote a letter of support to advocate to bring more clinical trials and cancer research to Northwest Michigan. 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer in the U.S. during their lifetime. Our Allie Baxter did a story on this today. You can catch it on our website, UpNorthLive.com. Our question of the day has to do with this, which is, do you get yearly mammograms? 71% of people said yes, 29% of people said no. Looking at some of our comments, Tammy said absolutely, Patty said of course. It's part of being healthy and staying that way. Thanks for commenting, thanks for voting if you did, and thanks for joining us on Unscripted. Have a great night.